Welcome back to another week full of wins for the Owls. I'm your host, David Litfin, alongside me, my beloved co-host,
Amelia, right?
And, the snow came, this past weekend. I'm sure everyone listening was somewhat affected by it, but so did the wins for a lot of our beloved Temple Owl teams.
For sure.
By the title of this episode, you will see we have, would you call him a star? I mean, after the last couple games, I think we could venture into star territory. We have Temple men's basketball point guard Jordan Mason joining us. But before we get into that interview, which I'm sure is the reason you clicked on this episode, we got to talk about some of the other sports that had pretty great weeks. Fencing, however, they were going to have a great week.
They were planning on it.
Going to Penn State. But I guess the snow had other ideas. So their meet was canceled. I think that's postponed for not next week, but the following week. But like we always do, sometimes I just say things without truly knowing when that is. But
always,
point is, their meet was canceled. Track and field, however, traveled up to New York City, and their competition was not canceled because it was indoors. And a couple of noteworthy performances. We don't talk track and field much here on the podcast. No shade, but they don't compete as much, so on and so forth. But Anara Shell, who is a fifth year, who does the triple jump and the long jump, she set a personal best of 12.87 meters in the triple jump, which also landed her first place in a pretty competitive meet, which is a pretty big deal for her. Also, I think it put her top 30 in Division I right now.
Wow. For
the triple jump. So a great start for her season, and she'll look to continue to build on that. Now they're going up to Boston in a couple weeks. I know that's a big competition, so I'm sure she's going to want to deliver a similar performance up there. One other noteworthy performance up there was the women's distance medley relay, which, do you know what a DMR is?
No, I was looking at your writing of DMR, and I had no idea.
I figure this could be used. So most relays are the same distance, right? You think of like the 4x100, the 4x4. The DMR is actually, by its name, distance medley relay. It's 4 different lengths. So each leg is a different length. So it starts with a 1,200, then goes to a 400, then an 800, and finishes with a mile. So it's a longer relay.
That sounds terrible.
But it's really fun. I actually ran a DMR this weekend too with the men.
So you just wanted to flex that? That's
no. I'm talking about the women because right before we ran, the women placed first in that meet as well.
What's like a time for that? Like I have no idea what.
They ran like 11:19. Wow. So it was quick, and most of that DMR was comprised of freshmen. So it was really
young team,
I think
right?
Actually, like right now, if you look, like they're the 11th fastest team in the nation for the DMR.
That's crazy.
But
wow.
I will just say that's going to stick around for.
And you could be making
week.
that up again, like.
No, I know that to be true.
Okay.
Like if you check back in 2 weeks, they'll be in like whatever. Point is, they got a win, so it's worth noting. Let's move on to gymnastics, who also competed last Friday in their second home meet. It was also Military Appreciation Night. Just wanted to shout that out.
Yeah, I was there, unlike you.
Oh, you were there?
Yes, of course.
So do you want to talk? Because I was watching on ESPN Plus, but you were actually.
Yeah, well, it was a great meet. It was actually packed. It was because I think a lot of people were Penn as well, but Penn and Temple, they showed out and they were loud. But it was a great meet. I would say it's better than the previous home meet, but
I mean, it's also, I can only imagine, more energy with 4 teams in the building.
Of course, yeah. But they all did great, but obviously was cheering on the Owls the loudest.
Of course, and it's worth noting, I just can't talk. Penn and GW, GW won the conference last year. Penn is always competitive in the Ivy League, so 2 really good teams. The Owls did, however, beat Texas Women's, who is a D2 school, but have been scoring much more like a Division I school the last couple meets. So to take down them was pretty impressive. And 3 performances worth noting. Megan White, who was on the podcast last week, I guess it's that Owl Pod luck. She came on the podcast and then set a career high on beam with a 9.85, which was the same score that Haley Best also got. Who, fun fact, they're also roommates. So maybe the Owl Pod just travels into the rooms and just
for sure
allows you to set personal best. But they both set career highs on that event, which definitely helped the Owls out. And one other performance, Mariella Bruick, she matched her career high on floor with a 9.8. So a couple really solid performances. that team will travel to Georgia this Friday, which
what a place to be! Wow.
Which Amelia, you're all too familiar with, but that'll be a really hard meet. Georgia's
at UGA.
Yeah, Georgia's one of the top 10 teams in the nation. So, a couple weeks ago they were in Florida, who was number 1 in the nation at the time, and now they're going to Georgia. So
that's a tough schedule. SEC gymnastics is different.
Yeah, but the thing with gymnastics is actually you're kind of like going against yourself.
Yeah, true.
So when you go to these SEC meets, it gives you a chance to score much higher. That's kind of why they do this, because
okay.
I mean, you can get into all the scoring, but usually these judges are more likely to give out higher scores in these SEC meets. So that's why they travel there. But hopefully they can, set a personal best for the team.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk Temple women's basketball. Who I mean, it was one of the crazier weeks probably for that program
for sure
in recent memory.
Yeah.
Coming off a tough week previously. They return home, which I feel like every time we talk women's basketball, we talk about their home record.
Yeah, Liacouras Magic.
They just play better basketball.
I think they're undefeated at Liacouras.
I think they've lost maybe
once.
1 or 2 games at Liacouras, but yeah, they win the majority of the games they play there, and that was no different this past week when they beat USF.
Yeah, we knew that was going to be a tough game. USF is, I think, the 3rd team in the conference, but
that was going to be a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
But really, the highlight of last week was that win over Charlotte.
Oh, for sure.
Saturday afternoon.
If you're an Owl sports fan, like, you've heard of this one.
I mean, I think if you're just a women's basketball fan,
yeah, true.
You've heard of this comeback. They were
3rd
down,
largest comeback in NCAA history.
And it wasn't like, I mean, that was in the 3rd quarter too. It wasn't like they were down 20 in the 1st or 2nd quarter. Like, this was pretty late into the game.
26 points down in the 3rd quarter.
26 points in the 3rd quarter. They just flipped a switch. If you go watch the highlight, I'd recommend go watching the highlights. The 4th quarter, they were just hitting threes left and right. It was pretty amazing to watch. And Tristan Taylor,
17 4th quarter points from her.
17. I mean,
that's insane.
That's ridiculous. I mean, you watch.
She was 6 for 6 on the 3-point range.
Yeah, teams don't score 17 points in a quarter, so she did it alone. And they came back all the way, 83-82. Just a huge win for the program. Obviously, coming back is great, but just picking up 2 conference wins in a week, it's always a big deal. And hopefully they get some momentum, going into, this upcoming week, which I'm sure, like, for them, I'm guessing they're going to go back on the road. Just looking at the schedule here, because we'll get into men's basketball, who was just on the road, so now they're coming home.
Yeah, women's basketball is at Rice this week and at Tulane, so definitely some road tests coming up, and hopefully they can continue this momentum.
Right, and like you said, going to Rice, going to Tulane, those are going to be 2 hard games. So good to pick up 2 home dubs. But let's move to Temple men's basketball, and we'll get into our interview here with Jordan Mason in a sec. But before that, let's just recap quickly the 2 wins on the road. We talked last week. They're going to Texas. Obviously gone. I mean, it feels like they were gone for 5 days. It must just be like by that last day you're playing on Saturday, you might just be ready to come home at that point. But start on Wednesday, going to Rice. It's funny, I spoke briefly with Connor Gall before they left, and I was like, what's the vibe going into these 2 games? And he was like, Rice is going to be a toss-up. He's like, this is one of those teams you just don't know. They already beat UTSA, so they kind of were more familiar with that game. But watching the Rice game, came down to the wire. But a balanced scoring effort for the Owls. They had 3 players with 15 points, including Jordan Mason, who hit a couple big shots down the road there. Jordan, was it 2 jump shots in the last 4 minutes that kind of separated you guys? I know you hit a couple free throws, but what was that like in Rice? Coming in obviously a homecoming for you, but talk about that game real quick and what that meant to you.
It was a super close game. Rice is a really good team, but I feel like just being able to come together and pull out a close win was definitely good for us.
Yeah, I can imagine those road wins, especially when they're tight. That must bring the team together. I mean, obviously winning at home is great, but when you go into someone else's building, you steal a win like that. That's got to be a pretty special feeling.
Yeah, 100%.
And then turn around, you're going to UTSA. You guys drove down to San Antonio? Or, yeah.
Yeah, I drove down there.
What's that, like a 3-hour drive or so?
Yeah, 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. So you go down to UTSA, a team you just played a couple weeks ago at home. can't talk about this game without mentioning Darian Ford, who had 21 points and also joined the 1,000-point club in his college basketball. That's a big deal.
With Jordan as well.
With
Also
Jordan.
in the club.
Jordan's been in that club.
Yeah.
But Jordan also had 18 points in that game. A little bit of a slow start, right, in the first half. I think I even saw someone's post that UTSA, it was their first time winning in a half
Yeah,
in
I
some ridiculous amount of time.
I didn't know they were 4-15 until I watched that game. I was like, wow.
Yeah, but it's one of those things when you're playing at home, like sometimes you get hot, you have a good half, but Owls turned it around in the second half, separated themselves late, went in 70-64. We've talked about this before on the pod. When you are on a road trip and you have multiple games, it feels like that last game you play, it can kind of dictate the mood on the way home. Picking up a win versus a loss. I'm sure you've been on road trips. You pick up a loss, you got to get on the plane. It makes for miserable travel.
Yeah.
What was that like? Obviously, winning 2 games on the road is definitely what you guys wanted to do. But talk to us about that feeling in the locker room after that UTSA win, knowing improved to 5-2 in the conference. You're right there. I think you're 1 game back of the top spot. What was that feeling like after that UTSA win?
I mean, it was great, honestly. Like you said, traveling back after a loss is always terrible. So being able to get the win, the guys were super excited and really ready to go home, to be honest. We've been on the road for a while, but, yeah, just excited. Yeah,
I mean, I know they moved the game. We talked about this. They moved the game up an hour, but I'm sure that did the most for the snow. You guys made it back. You guys made it back all right. I hope they gave you Sunday off as you come into another big week here with 2 home games. Especially, we got the whiteout against USF on Saturday, which I'm guessing is your first Temple whiteout in Liacouras. It's always an exciting game. And then looks like you got Charlotte on Wednesday. A team picked up your first conference win against them on the road. So you haven't played South Florida yet, but Charlotte obviously a familiar opponent. What's the difference in the game prep when you've already played a team? Obviously, you're watching film from the first game versus a team you haven't seen them before this year. Talk to us about how you're kind of approaching both of these 2 games and what you're feeling like.
To be honest, playing a team twice or not playing them at all, you don't really change the prep too much. You just kind of try to focus on the same things like a player scout and then what kind of plays they run, and you just try to be focused and take it 1 game at a time and just focus on each possession.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I know we're both – I mean, I'm planning on being at the whiteout game. I heard some rumbling that the snow could also have an effect on that game, but let's just pretend no snow. The game goes on. We plan on being there. There's even more rumbling that we'd have a live podcast that day, but I think you're going to have to stay tuned to our social media for that. But that'd be really fun if we could get in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a big game. Like we mentioned,
That's
you guys
on
are
Saturday, 8 p.m. That's a late game, right?
It's a bit of a later start.
Yeah.
But you guys have been rolling in conference play. We'll get into that in a sec. But I want to backtrack for a second here. Talk about your road to Temple. Obviously, you're from Texas. You started your career at Texas State, went on to UIC, and now you're here in the Owls in your senior season. So, talk to us about that experience coming to Temple. I'm sure you've never spent much time in Philadelphia, coming from the South. What was that decision like, and what's kind of different about this place compared to some of the previous places you've been?
Yeah, like you said, it was my first time coming to Philly when I took my visit. Really far from home. But when I came up here, just meeting the staff, meeting Coach Fish and the rest of the staff, and coming here, it felt like home from the start. As soon as I came into McGonigal and then got to see Liacouras, you could just feel I don't know, there was an energy in Liacouras that was something I'd never felt before. And then just being with the staff and seeing how close they were to each other, it felt like a family, and that was something I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every guest we have on, we ask about kind of their journey to Temple, and a lot of that has to do with the campus, which, you mentioned Liacouras. I haven't even thought about that. Liacouras is a pretty great place to play your home games.
For sure.
What was your kind of first impression when you actually got to campus? 'Cause I'm sure everyone driving through North Philly kind of looking around like, where am I kind of? When you get onto campus, there's definitely a different feeling. So kind of talk about that and talk about, I mean, you've been here for what, I'm guessing 8 months or so. You probably got here in the summer. Kind of your first semester. Talk about kind of the feeling of being on campus and what's that been like for you?
It was different. It was very different for me. I've never really been to a school like this, I would say. Like, the campus is, I mean, it's super nice, but there's so many people and there's so much stuff going on all the time. I've never really been a part of such an active campus. So my first semester, it was eye-opening, but it was really cool to be able to experience like a lot of the stuff that Temple just does like on campus. So
yeah, that's great to hear. And then I know we're gonna get into Coach Fisher because I certainly got questions about that.
Mm-hmm.
I love his energy on the sidelines. That's just my
He's
preface,
a passionate guy,
my preface
for sure.
to my question. But I gotta ask, being in Philly, have you had a cheesesteak? If so, what's been the spot for you?
I have had a cheesesteak. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't that big of a fan.
I was gonna say just by his face.
A one and done. Yeah,
just
he
by his
doesn't
face,
seem.
I could just tell you it wasn't. Where'd you have it? Where'd you go?
I was somewhere in Reading Terminal. I have no idea the name of the place, but
all right, that's actually a respect. I think I know what place he's talking about. It's a respectable establishment. I won't say the name just to keep them private, but cheesesteaks. That's all right. I think we'll get into some more food discussion later. But
Yeah.
you want to ask about Coach Fisher?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, anyone that's watched Temple basketball, they see Coach Fish, they see his energy. Talk about a little bit of his culture. What does he do that is different than your previous coaches, or how does he really help you guys succeed?
I think the biggest thing about him is that he's really approachable, and it's hard to take anything personal with him because you know that he cares about me and the rest of the team so much. So like he's super passionate, like you guys can obviously see, and he holds us to a high standard. But we know it's all love at the end of the day, and I feel like that's something different than most coaches do. Like, I mean, the relationships that he builds with us, like individually, make it so much easier for him to coach us hard.
Yeah, and obviously we're not in the locker room. We don't pretend to know what goes on, but I mean, you just tell like when you're. I'm not a lot of the home games, and you can just tell by his like energy and his passion on the bench. I mean, you have to imagine he carries that in the locker room, in the practices as well. I remember one time I was watching a couple weeks ago against FAU, and someone, I think he had like an animal, and he's just like slamming on the scores table, just like screaming up. I'm like, this guy just this guy loves basketball. This guy loves what he does. I as a fan of you guys and as a fan of the team, I can appreciate that. But let's talk about the team here. We mentioned 5-2 in the conference. Right now, you guys are top 10 in turnovers per game, and obviously as the point guard, you have a lot to do with that. And by the way, that means they're turning the ball over the least amount.
It's a positive.
It's a positive. Just want to make that clear. A couple weeks ago, you guys were on a 7-game winning streak. It felt like really there was that Georgian court game, which was at home. You guys rolled them. And then a couple days later, maybe a week later, you went to Davidson, which at the time, Davidson was playing good basketball. That was a big game on the road. I got a connection at Davidson. We don't need to talk more about it, but that was an important win. And then obviously conference play started. You guys came out of the gates hot. What's been different over the last several weeks? There was a point in the beginning of the season, you guys were in Florida, you guys lost a couple games. What's been different over the last couple weeks for this team? Has something changed, or is it you just guys, it's a new team, a lot of new faces, you guys just started gelling?
I mean, yeah, I think it's definitely partially just, a lot of new guys, so we're coming together and finally figuring everything out. But I think we also just have taken more pride on the defensive end and, like, really focused on that. And, I mean, our offense has been good for most of the year. So just making sure that we really, like, lock in on the defensive side of the ball and just take it personally. The games have been going a lot better since then.
Yeah, and obviously it feels like in basketball at least, like almost like a new season starts when conference play. The conference record determines your seeding, all of that. What's that? I mean, obviously you haven't been a part of the American Conference in the past. What's been your experience so far in conference play? Obviously you've been on the road a couple times. You played at home. You guys are 5-2. You're in a great spot. And obviously seeding really matters for that conference tournament. You're a top 4 seed. You get a bye. Just makes that path to the tournament that much easier. What's been your experience in conference play so far? What are you looking forward to over the next couple weeks?
Conference play has been super physical. That's been the biggest difference. Like, every rebound, every possession, like, you're going to get hit for sure, 100%. So just making sure my body's ready for that has been probably the biggest difference. And then looking forward to, honestly, I'm just ready to play the next game. Like, I'm really excited just to have another opportunity to play, try to go get a win.
Yeah, I mean, what better place to do that? 2 home games. We hope we get some good turnout this week. With two big conference games, especially on Saturday night, 8 o'clock. You're right. That's a late start.
Yeah, that is pretty late, but the podcast will start the energy maybe on that game.
We'll get it rolling early, right into game time. Everyone's in their white T-shirt. We're just fired up, ready to go.
Whiteout is usually a very different atmosphere at Liacouras.
It is. It's a different atmosphere, and obviously, winning obviously makes people more excited to go to the games. I just hope the Owl faithful gets a nice turnout for us on Saturday night.
Yeah. Let's go into a little bit more on you specifically, Jordan. So, based on our research,
we've done some brief desktop research. Nothing crazy over here, but
I want to start off with what Aiden said about you in the American Conference. Like before the season started, he was talking about all his teammates, giving out some nice compliments on your play style and all that. He called you Baja Blast. My mind, I don't know if this is bad to admit, immediately goes to like Taco Bell.
I think Taco Bell. I don't know.
Like
I've never had that from Taco Bell, but that's just what I immediately thought of.
Yeah.
As well.
So can you elaborate? Like, what does that have to do with basketball? Is it about like your personality or your gameplay? Like, what does that mean?
It's Baja is like a term in basketball, I guess. I don't know where this came from, but a lot of people say it's like getting to the basket, like getting to the rim. You call it like getting to the Baja. It's
okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know. It's an original that he came up with himself, but Baja Blast is like I get to the rim a lot. Like I like to get to the paint and score at the rim. So that was where that came from.
So my next question, before he said that, had he ever like referred to you as that? Or when you heard that, were you like, what is this guy talking about? Like,
I think he called me that maybe like once in a practice in the summer. I never thought that would be
clipped on American
Conference.
No,
didn't
posted on the
that.
Instagram, and now everyone knows.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Well, the other nickname I heard was Magic Mason. I don't know how we got insight to that, but does that have anything? Like I know my head for this one thinks Magic Johnson. He was a point guard. You're a point guard. Like what's Magic? What's the background on Magic Mason?
Yeah, that's where it came from. Magic Johnson wore 32. I wear 32, and then we're both point guards.
See, I didn't make that connection, but I was on the right track. All right, so I guess next time if we're lucky enough to have another men's basketball player, we got to ask them out their nickname. Is the whole team got a nickname?
Yeah, I think pretty much everybody's got a nickname. You gotta ask guys. For sure
I guess this could be our perfect time to ask about one particular nickname that I think you have a T-shirt for, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I didn't know that we were revealing that. Yeah.
I think you revealed it a couple episodes ago.
I think I might have alluded that I was going to look into purchasing a LeBron frame shirt, but I did get the graphic tee, and I'm excited to wear it. Hopefully, well, I guess I can't wear it at Whiteout because I have to wear white. I'll wear it to one of the games, and
there we go.
Wait, but I've heard he's not the biggest fan of this nickname.
Really?
LeBron frames? I don't know. I haven't.
I
call him LeBron frames.
You do?
Yeah, I call him LeBron frames sometimes.
Maybe my sources are misleading, but
I don't know. He might not like it, but I call him.
You're just gonna call him that.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of a nickname like that. Like that's like too legendary.
Yeah,
like,
it's too good of a nickname to just be like no.
It's also like it's like all over social media.
Yeah.
After the first game, at least, it was all.
Wait,
over.
there was also this is completely random and off script, but I think it was the UTSA game. There was a guy on the other team that had on the goggles, and he had cherry ones. And I was like, we need to get Frames cherry goggles.
I feel like he's probably like superstitious. Like he probably like has the same ones. I don't know. Jordan would probably.
Maybe. Does he have multiple pairs? Like.
I honestly have no idea. Like I just.
He just wears them.
I just look up and they're on. So.
Got the frames on.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like.
Good to know.
We always got to sneak a little frames conversation into the podcast.
Oh yeah, we're big Frames.
Yeah, he's been
fans.
He's been playing great too.
Mm-hmm.
He's. Sometimes he throws up some of those 3-pointers like, no, yes. It's like, dang. All right, before we move on to Temple Takes, which we got plenty of takes to give out, talk about some of your plans for after college. Are you looking to play professional basketball somewhere? What are you kind of thinking? Or maybe you don't have an answer, which is totally okay as well.
I think I definitely want to play professionally. I don't know what that is going to look like or where or anything like that, but I just know I love basketball, and I don't want to stop playing anytime soon. So
yeah,
love to hear
that. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably everyone's dream. It's cool that you get to live that out. Mm-hmm. We'll be rooting for you even after you move on from Temple basketball. Let's move into Temple takes. Amelia, you wanna
Yeah,
take the lead on this one?
This is my favorite segment.
You gotta explain, of course.
I guess I'll explain like I always do. So Temple takes kind of our overrated, underrated section, and this week's theme. I'm glad that David will finally get left out because I was kind of left out last week with the winter theme.
But you lived in Philly for like 4 years.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, but that doesn't mean I'm adjusted, especially with how cold it is this week. But this week we're going to do more of a southern theme. We're going to escape the snow, the cold, and we're going to talk about food, mainly food. That's kind of all my mind went to, not going to lie.
And there's other aspects of
There's some other things we can talk to. There's some southern style
well, southern
and etiquette.
hospitality. There's one right there.
But that's going to be our theme of the day. Yeah, we're just going to talk about our thoughts on it.
And sometimes we get more passionate than other topics, but
yeah,
we'll just
it depends
see
on
where
the
it takes.
day.
What's our first take?
I think we should start off with the saying "y'all." I think that's a good one.
Is this even like a southern? I mean, I guess it is a southern.
I think so.
Yeah,
I never hear
southern.
it up here. Like, I think it's underrated. I love throwing it in conversations. It kind of makes me feel like I'm better than other people because like they don't know how to use the word correctly.
Is that like the word John? Like you think? I think that's how people think. I think y'all. I think it's underrated, but I use that. Maybe because I think I had a friend growing up who was from Alabama, and he just always said y'all. So maybe that like stuck with me. Like it was like my best friend growing up. But yeah, y'all's great. I don't think that's like.
It is a southern thing. Come on, don't act
maybe
like
it's a southern thing, but yeah, it's a good term. I would say I use it. I think people do look at you a little weird up here if you say it enough. But
yeah, for sure.
Jordan, what's your take?
Y'all is definitely underrated. Definitely a southern term too, for sure. It's like my go-to, honestly. I say y'all so much. But yeah, I do get looked at weird when I say it here.
Yeah.
If I say it enough, yeah, people will look at me like, I don't know.
But it like makes sense in like most conversations, like just to shorten like y'all. Like.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think we're all. This is probably
We're
the
all
first
saying
time this will
underrated.
happen.
Wow.
That
Yeah,
we'll all be on
shocker.
the same page. But
Okay, I think the next one is a little bit more exciting. I saw when you guys took your trip down to Texas, some really great barbecue. That is one of the first things that was on my list. My brain goes to that. So yeah, we'll just go barbecue as a whole, like a nice big plate of meat and sides.
Southern barbecue. Wait, I gotta just clarify that for a sec. So I'll be honest. I went to Charlotte last year, and I was like growing up. I only had sweet barbecue. I only ever had sweet barbecue, and then I discovered vinegar barbecue, and that was like
I feel like we talked about this.
this was
already,
like an
actually.
eye-opening experience.
Yeah,
for me.
vinegar barbecue.
And I
is
just
different,
like discovered vinegar barbecue is way better than sweet barbecue.
for sure.
So that has to be a southern thing because I don't think there's like vinegar barbecue up north.
Really?
So
Okay.
like southern barbecue is extremely underrated. And if there's like a place up here that thinks they have good barbecue, it's almost I could see it being offensive to someone from the south.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So I'm gonna say underrated.
I'm gonna agree. Underrated. I think, and in certain places like Charlotte is really good with barbecue. Like North Carolina barbecue is so good, and they specialize in like the vinegar, and that's my favorite. So I'm going underrated, and I kind of agree. Like if you have barbecue up here, it's probably not even half as good as the southern barbecue.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, barbecue's underrated, especially like deep south barbecue. It's really, really good. So people should try it.
All right, so I'm sorry, I gotta add one more thing on barbecue. So I actually just reminded me. So several years ago, my brother was looking at Rice. Actually, he's thinking about going to Rice. He went down there with one of his friends, my mom, so on and so forth. He said he had the best barbecue ever in like right outside of the campus of Rice, which is in Dallas. And ever since then, I've been like, if I ever go back to Dallas, I got to figure out because he literally said it was like one of the best meals he's ever had.
Yeah.
So I think there is something to said, like the further south you go,
The better it gets.
maybe the barbecue just elevates to another level.
Yeah. I've never
And
had Texas barbecue, but I can only
haven't
imagine
either.
it's amazing.
I haven't either, but I'm sure it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I think we should stay on the food train. This might be a random like take, but like just in my time here in the north, I think biscuits are so underappreciated up here. I don't know if that's like a weird thing to be passionate about. But like when I go home, like everyone loves biscuits. You have like a nice fluffy biscuits and gravy. You have biscuit sandwiches. Like biscuits down south, I think down south they're underappreciated, or I don't know what to say. Like down south they're they're rated properly. But up here, they might be overrated in the north, but I think they're underrated in general.
Yeah,
that makes any sense.
I can't stand biscuits.
Then you've just had dry ones that aren't good. Like
exactly.
You get a good
I might as well
biscuit.
just take a thing of chalk and just bite into it. That's how it feels when
That's a crazy take.
when I bite into a biscuit. No, I've had them in the South too. Like
Oh my
you know
gosh.
Bojangles, you know that place?
No, I've never heard of it.
That's not a place to go get a. That's
Yeah.
not a place to go get a biscuit.
All right,
though.
whatever. I've had
crazy.
my fair share of biscuits.
Yeah, fast food
I've
biscuit.
never like even when you put on like jam or whatever, butter, whatever, like it just doesn't do it. Like I bite into it, the whole thing collapses in your hand.
It's a you problem, I
It's
think.
just like chalk. It's like so unappetizing. I look at that and it doesn't like makes me actually like not hungry.
Okay.
I'm not even being dramatic.
Jordan, I hope you
That's
agree
a-
with me. Come
yeah,
on.
that was a crazy take. Biscuits are
Chalk is a crazy comparison.
Yeah, that's insane. Biscuits are the best. That's like, yeah, I just realized there is none up here. Like,
Yeah, I like Chick-fil-A biscuits. I think that would be like the closest to like a
What?
normal bit.
I didn't even know they
Yeah.
have biscuits at Chick-fil-A.
Okay, well you gotta go to
What?
Chick-fil-A
I go to-
breakfast.
Yeah, you gotta try that. It actually
Chick-fil-A
is.
breakfast is underrated,
Yeah.
and people up north like do not.
Yeah, biscuits
know it's
aren't
a thing.
aren't like a huge thing up here.
You guys are missing out.
Like you
lot.
put them in gravy.
Biscuits and
Yeah.
gravy is amazing with sausage.
I don't like.
Oh
I also
my
don't like
gosh.
gravy. I think that might be another.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, me and Jordan are rolling
I'm
our
out. I'm
eyes
out
at
on
you.
that. I'm out on biscuits.
Yeah.
Chalk.
Okay, let's keep going. We'll stay on the food because I feel like Southern food is just underrated as a whole. Let's go. I know, Jordan, I hope you have a good answer on this because before the podcast we talked a lot about chicken. You love chicken.
I do.
Let's go like chicken and waffles. Like underrated,
Oh.
overrated.
That's, yeah, I'm not starting. I gotta think a little bit about this one. Someone else go.
I low-key I might go overrated, I'm not gonna lie. I think I would rather just have chicken like normal. If it's done like really good, it's really good, but if it's done bad, it's like so bad. Like a hard waffle is not gonna hit, but I don't know, it's just not one of my favorite things, but I think when it's good, it's really good.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's pretty properly rated for the most part. Like if it's
Mhm.
done good, then yeah, it's really good. But you can mess it up, and it be
It's
terrible.
awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
This is like one of those occurrences where we got to shout out like we don't usually preface this, but if you just hit a properly rated, like the respect you get on Temple Takes is like because everyone wants to go one side or the other. If
Sometimes it's hard to pick
if
one.
you have the
yeah.
confidence, just go. Yeah, it's rated, and that shows a lot about your takes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't hear this much. I actually agree with Amelia like, completely. It's like one of
Oh
those
my
things
gosh,
where
first time ever.
Yeah, not just agree, but like the way you analyze this was great. Like I think it's one of those things like you get a good chicken and waffle, you're feeling good. A bad one though, it can really ruin your day.
Mhm.
So that's why I have to go overrated,
Yeah.
just because
okay.
I've had I feel like more bad experiences than positive ones, and also I always like. Do you put like syrup on it or do you put like hot sauce? Because I've seen both.
Oh my gosh, hot sauce?
I've seen hot sauce.
You
yeah.
know syrup. I
I agree.
think
I'm
of
just
hot
saying like
sauce on it.
I've seen hot sauce on those things.
Okay.
But I think chicken and waffles to me is just like for breakfast, I need something that I just know is gonna start my day right.
Yeah.
And chicken and waffles,
It's a little risky.
it's a little risky.
Yeah, okay. I think let's stay on the chicken. We kind of talked about this a little bit before the podcast, but I think chicken fingers in the north and south, they're not the same. And we kind of let's go greatest chicken finger spot. It could go fast food. We could go Chicky and Pete's, Zaxby's. My answer is going to be Zaxby's. I don't know if that's a hot take. I don't know if everyone here has experienced Zaxby's, but I think my number one take is Zaxby's is better than Cane's. And I'm going to stop talking because I could talk about this forever.
I mean, yeah, no, Zaxby's is 100% better than Cane's.
Thank you.
For sure. It's not close. But best chicken spot of all time?
It could even be like from home if you want.
Like, well, I mean, Popeyes is definitely like up there. But it's not like the same in the north, though. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, you have to go.
What? The Popeyes in the north is different?
The southern in the south they just make it with love. They don't care
Yeah.
up here.
It's Louisiana fried chicken. You got to go
Mhm.
southern to really get it.
What do you
The
know?
real deal.
Remember when that chicken sandwich came out from Popeyes? It was like
It like broke the internet, yeah.
broke the internet. All right, continue. What's your spot?
Either Popeyes or there's this place called Church's. It's also
Oh,
a
yeah.
southern chicken spot. Really good. It's
You
just
ever heard of
hit or
Church's?
miss.
I haven't had Zaxby's. I feel like I'm not like in a fair position to give my opinion on this, but I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, you could just leave.
and my answer is going to be extremely boring, but I mean,
I'm scared.
like chicken tender, chicken nugget, those are the same thing, right?
No,
Not at all.
very
All right,
different.
shit. All right. I've had some good, like, I like Chick-fil-A nuggets, but you're not going to accept that answer. So
We're not going nugget conversation.
Oh.
That's a completely different
I
conversation.
know it is. I know. Okay. I'm just like blanking because I feel like Zaxby's is the spot. All
But you just said you never had Zaxby's.
right. I'm gonna give a different answer. I don't care.
Okay.
So this is going to be a hot take. Publix.
Oh, that's actually a good answer. I'm not going to lie.
Publix in the South. Popcorn chicken from Publix.
No, a chicken tender. We're talking chicken tender.
It's the same like breaded chicken. Okay?
Yeah, but
One's
their
just in,
chicken
like,
tenders
a shape
are
of a ball. The other one's in a
banging.
strip.
Yeah.
Publix is good.
Publix chicken, and also if you put it in a sandwich, like I've had like their
Mhm.
chicken tender sandwich. Okay, does
Mhm.
that count?
It's like life changing, yeah.
It's great. Publix, and they need to bring those up north because that's a southern thing.
Yeah, they do.
And yeah, the chicken from Publix, I feel like that's where my head goes. Chicken.
Mhm. Okay, I know David is really weird about like liquids and beverages, but I think this is also a good one that we should talk about. Sweet tea. I think I can start us off. This is like the one like southern thing that I can't get behind.
Whoa.
I know I'm already starting off and I'm gonna get like bashed for this probably, but I'm going overrated. I think half the time it's so sweet, which like southern people like, but like it's so sweet that it like hurts my teeth. And I also just like don't like, some people like crave it. Like they're like, oh, I need a sweet tea from Chick-fil-A like once a day. Like
Oh.
so overrated to me. I don't
I will
understand.
say it's one of those things where we just talked about Popeyes. How I'm like, oh, it can't be different in the South. I had that same impression of tea, and then I went to the South and had like sweet tea.
Mhm.
Man, you're right. It is so sweet. Like it's ridiculous.
Mhm.
I had it with barbecue too. I think sweet tea is actually really, really good in the South. I enjoy it. However, like I'm not the biggest tea guy to begin with.
Yeah.
So I would never drink that up north. So that's why it's underrated in the South, because when I go there, I actually look for the sweet tea.
Okay.
So I'm not like the biggest tea guy, but like the southern sweet tea is that good that like I will go out of my way to have a glass. What say you, Jordan?
I strongly dislike tea, like especially sweet tea. Like that's like the most overrated thing ever to me. Hot take, but I don't like it at all.
What about like lemonade iced tea? You like that stuff or no?
No, not at
No-
all.
nothing
Like
with tea.
nothing with tea. I can't do
Like
it.
I
Like, it's
hate
terrible.
hot tea. Like okay, for example, like this past weekend, my coach.
Yeah, can you tell him why you hate hot tea? Because I think if
I
people
just-
don't know your reasoning, it makes it even
Well, I
better.
just don't like hot beverages.
Yeah, because his reasoning is he thinks that he has to chug every beverage, and he's like, I can't chug
well, that's
a hot
a different
beverage.
discussion. Yeah, a hot beverage is like you got to take forever to drink it.
Yeah, that's a
So-
good point though.
No, it's just
honestly,
like
yeah.
so like
Is that like a man thing? Like
it's
you
like
just want
10
to drink every
it's like,
beverage
It's
so
like
fast?
10 degrees outside, and I will not drink water unless it's like ice cold,
Okay.
regardless. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. The point is like, hot tea is an absolute no-go, but if it's cold and it's sweet, I can do that.
Okay.
But
Good to know.
tea is very polarizing. So
Okay.
and so is coffee, by the way. But we don't need to get into that.
Yeah, you have like a weird thing on beverages, and the owl faithful, as you call them, like they understand
But
that
they've
you're
noted that by
strange.
now.
Yeah. Okay. My list of like Temple Takes Southern Edition is so long. Like I could keep going forever, honestly. Let's finish out with a dessert though, and I have multiple here, so this is a tough decision. I think I'm gonna go banana pudding. I think it's underrated. I think it's so good. I don't even know what else to
There's
say.
not
Like
much to say on that.
it's delicious.
You get like the crumbs in there.
Vanilla
what is it?
wafers.
Nafer. Yes, that's what Nafer. Vanilla what? How do you say that?
Vanilla wafers.
Yeah.
Like
those.
vanilla, but you take off.
They're like crushed up in there.
So good,
It's
especially if
so
you get it
un-
at a barbecue place.
It's so
like,
underrated.
Yeah.
It literally is like it's also I guess I'm being a hypocrite. It's another one of those things like they don't make it up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like an option.
But
You
you've
don't
had
go
it before?
I've had it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, underrated for sure. Jordan.
Yeah. I've never tried it ever. It
Oh, wow.
looks so
Oh my
unappetizing.
gosh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dang.
You think it just looks like throw up kind of?
Yeah. I say it looks pretty bad. So I've just never.
I mean, I could see that. Like if it's all mushy and stuff.
I could understand that.
Like, do you not
answer,
like
yeah.
yogurt? Do you like the yogurt or no?
No, I mean a little bit, but not really. So I just stay away from banana pudding.
So what would you say is like go-to dessert? Like are you more of a pie guy, a cobbler? Like I'm trying to think of like other southern.
This is crazy. I don't eat any of that. Like that's the one thing my family makes
You
it all
don't
the
like
time.
sweets?
I do, but like I just simple like cupcakes.
Okay.
and
I actually
something like
respect that. Some people
Okay.
have those sweet tooths where they just be like eating the most random crap, and you're like, what are you doing? They're just keeping it simple with cupcake, like cake, cupcake.
What else other than cupcakes?
Do you like candy and stuff?
Yeah, I do eat candy though, but not that much anymore. But when I was like younger, yeah, I used to.
I feel like if I was on the road constantly, I'd be in the airport with that per diem card. Just
Oh,
like
yeah, for sure.
handling, like Starburst, all Sour Patch Kids.
My go-to. Okay, now we can. This will be our last thing. Best road snack. I feel like I always get Nerd clusters. Those are like my
The
favorite.
blue
like,
or the pink
airport.
ones though.
I don't care. I like both.
Yeah, there's a difference though. You gotta pick one.
Is there
Okay.
really? There's a difference?
Oh yeah. The
One
blue
is like
ones are,
berry and one is fruit
yeah, the
punch.
pink
I
ones are
think.
like noticeably better if you ever like think about it for a sec.
Okay.
What's
best
yours?
travel?
I gotta think about mine for a sec.
My go-to. I mean, it depends. If I'm flying, which we do that more, so I guess I'll go flying. I always get Lifesaver gummies and a bottle of lemonade every time. I don't know why.
Lemonade.
Yeah, every
It's
time.
just-
It's interesting you say that. So I'm more of like a pretzel guy. So like those big sourdough pretzels.
So you were hating on biscuits for being dry, but you love pretzels.
Oh my god, but they're salty.
So put salt on your biscuit. Like,
Nah. So like the thing with those big sourdough ones, I love them, but like you sit
So
on the plane,
dry.
you eat them, and like you just get the crumbs all over you,
Uh-huh.
which sucks. But you know what else? So you always get a lemonade. I always had to have like a bottle of water when I fly. I don't know why, but I always like suck it up and spend like $7 on a bottle of water in the airport. It's probably a huge waste of money, but.
But like if you refill your water bottle in the airport, it's so bad. So like I think it is worth it, honestly.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like
the
their water fountains have something in them.
airports are a huge fugazi, but we don't need to get it.
That could be another one that we're talking about. Another Temple Takes edition is like airport go-tos.
Yeah, write that down. Airport edition for next week.
Okay,
all right,
let's go into your favorite.
Let's go to
section.
Al or Foul, which for those of you who don't know, Al is something trending upwards, or soaring upwards as we say, because we're the only conference. I bet Jordan didn't know this. We're the only conference in the NCAA with a mascot, which
Soar
is
the Eagle.
Soar the Eagle.
Tell all your friends, Jordan.
Let your friends know. Soar the Eagle is the official mascot of the American Conference.
We still could fact check this, but I still think it's true. We've
Until-
said it for 6 months
Until proven
now.
otherwise, it's true. And then the foul is kind of what it sounds like. It needs to be improved. It's not acceptable. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The owl this week will be Temple women's basketball.
Gotta
I mean,
go.
We
with
could just say
the
Temple
comeback.
basketball. I mean,
Honestly,
4-0
4-0
is he doesn't get much better than
Jinx.
that. Let's just Temple women's basketball. I feel like let's just throw the whole basketball programs under the umbrella there. 4-0, self-explanatory. Huge
Owls
comeback
snowball.
win. Mix of road and home wins here. We're not just playing at home. So not much else to be said. Temple basketball.
We talked about
It's
it
soaring
earlier.
upwards.
Yeah.
Second place in the conference, by the way. 7 games in. Not a small sample size at this point. Looking forward to watching 2 home games this week. Foul. You want to talk about the foul this week? You don't remember the foul?
No. You were the one that was super passionate about it.
Yeah. So as some of you may have experienced the snow this weekend, classes were canceled on Monday.
Oh, yeah. This doesn't really impact my schedule. So
that's great,
why
right?
You got it.
Then you go Monday, you're like, oh, snow day, whatever. You got to go back to school tomorrow. Turns out they canceled school again on Tuesday. However, this time there was a little notification that your teachers could have the class on Zoom. That got me thinking. I was reading something about New York City. Instead of just having a snow day, they were like, we're going to have an online learning day. Okay? Jordan, you probably didn't have much experience about this growing up in Texas, but when I was growing up here, when it snowed, there was no online learning. It was just you take a day for yourself. You just get the off day. And if you get 2 of them, great. I know Zoom over COVID, everyone started using it great. I just think, can we leave snow days alone? Can we not
Let the kids
interfere with snow days? Can we just let the kids have a day or 2 off from school and not make them go on their computer? Let's be honest, Zoom class, it's half people don't have their camera on, which is fair. But I just think if we're going to be impacted by the snow, let's just be fully impacted and let's just shut it down. So it's not just a foul for Temple, but for all those people that are logging on to Zoom class today, I just apologize because, when I was growing up, that wasn't a thing. You just get the day off. You go play outside. You go on your little what do they call it? Sled.
Yeah, I think that's what kids go on.
You go sledding. Yeah, that's what I don't know why I blanked. So that's my foul. I know it's probably controversial, but whatever.
I feel like it's not that controversial, but yeah, we didn't grow up with the same enthusiasm again.
Yeah, well, when you wake up and you get that call from the school district, I remember it'd be like, no school today. And you just you hit the pillow right away. You go back to bed, you wake up. nowadays you got to go on Zoom.
Yeah, those poor kids and poor college students, I
So
guess.
I'm sorry to everyone out there. But that's it for this episode. Jordan, thanks for joining us. We'll obviously be following the rest of the season, and we're excited for this week. Two big home games. Wednesday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Saturday 8 p.m. on ESPN. I saw that ESPN too. So we'll be in touch, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for Jordan. Thanks for joining, and go Owls.
Go Owls.